feel enjoyable and addicted. Sleeping with a narcissist can feel like a nightmare. This experience can make you question your appearance and self-worth, leave you feeling objectified, and bewildered by what just transpired. They center everything around themselves, making it difficult for you to move on. What makes it so painful? It's their bizarre sexual habits, which we'll discuss today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Narcissist Exposed channel. In this episode, we'll cover 5 weird sexual habits and behaviors of a narcissist. If you're intrigued and want to learn more, be sure to sign up before we begin. As always, please subscribe to the channel to help spread awareness about narcissistic abuse. Habit No. 1. The art of avoidance. When you seek intimacy, they consistently reject your advances. This is known as approach avoidance. They will never let things unfold on your terms because control is their ultimate game. Agreeing to your desires would mean relinquishing power, and that's something they can't tolerate. They twist situations to maintain dominance. If they decide it's time for intimacy, you have no say in the matter, regardless of your feelings or circumstances. Imagine recovering from surgery just 2 days ago, still fragile and trying to regain your strength, but your selfish partner demands sex. Refusing isn't an option, and your well-being is the last thing on their mind. They might even threaten to cheat if you deny them, manipulating you into believing they'll abandon the relationship to fulfill their desires. But what about your needs? They couldn't care less. To them, you exist solely to serve their wants. Constantly hearing no erodes your self-worth. Whether you feel too thin or too heavy, you start believing you're not attractive enough. You might think something is wrong with your body or that you have an unpleasant smell. When your partner turns away from you, these insecurities flare up. You feel compelled to change something about yourself. Whether you lose weight, gain weight, dress differently, or alter your scent, nothing seems to make a difference. Their rejection makes you doubt everything about yourself, leaving you in a perpetual state of inadequacy. Habit number 2. Seeking intimacy after a fierce fight. The second bizarre habit is their desire for sex immediately after a heated argument. Why? Because they revel in your pain. When they see you're distressed, they rush to make up. Your feelings and the difficulties you're facing are irrelevant to them. They won't acknowledge their wrongdoings or discuss their cruelty and the hurt they've inflicted. They expect you to capitulate and play along. When you give in while you're so emotionally vulnerable, they feel triumphant, as if they're the ruler of the world, having manipulated your emotions so effectively. Another reason for this behavior is their need to regain control. During a fight, they feel their grip on power slipping, and they can't afford to lose you, their primary source of supply, especially if they have no one else to turn to. So, they seek to re-establish their dominance through sex, which is purely exploitative. There's no genuine intimacy or connection, just a mechanical act that reinforces their control. This frequent demand for post-conflict sex creates a traumatic bond. The cycle of high and low emotional points during such encounters messes with your brain. Under stress, your body releases chemicals like cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline, which affect your mood and can create a confusing mix of pain and pleasure. This chaotic chemical cocktail binds you to the narcissist, keeping you trapped in their toxic web. Habit number 3. Dictating sexual positions. The third troubling habit is their need to control every aspect of your sexual encounters. It's not about mutual preferences or desires, it's all about power. Narcissists have a specific way of positioning you that immobilizes your body, reducing you to a lifeless doll. Often, they prefer to be on top, controlling your movements, or they will pin your arms and legs to prevent any resistance. They manipulate your body, not with it. Any attempt you make to participate is swiftly shut down with commands like, "No, I don't like that," or "Stop it." Their goal is to use you, preventing you from feeling any pleasure yourself. Ultimately, sex for them is a means to feel dominant and powerful. They aren't making love to you. They're indulging in their own fabricated sense of superiority. It's all about their ego, and they revel in the illusion of their prowess and their ability to manipulate you. Habit number 4, excessive pornography. The fourth troubling habit is their excessive consumption of pornography. This isn't about debating whether porn is good or bad. The issue is that they see you as an object and find more pleasure in watching porn than in connecting with the real person beside them. They choose the illusion over reality, strangers over you, all without your consent. Their reliance on porn stems from an inability to cope with real life. It doesn't matter if you're willing to watch it with them. The genuine connection is missing. Shouldn't they be open and honest if they want to share moments with you? Honesty requires vulnerability, and they despise feeling vulnerable. They prefer to remain in their fantasy world rather than engage with you authentically. Their preference for porn isn't because you're not attractive or important. They want you to believe that. By telling you you're not pretty enough, or that you're doing something wrong, they deflect their inability to connect onto you. The truth is, they can't truly feel what you feel. Either they lack the capacity or the desire to experience emotions they've been suppressing. Habit number 5, withholding intimacy. The fifth and most detrimental habit is their reluctance to engage in genuine intimacy, treating your body more like a toy than a cherished partner. Many narcissists initially shower you with affection, creating a strong illusion of a unique and profound connection. This initial closeness makes you desire a deep sexual relationship with them, as they expertly craft a facade that makes you believe they are one of a kind. Even when they belittle you, they might still show moments of affection, making you feel desired. However, they also know how to withdraw this affection, leaving you starved for intimacy. This sudden change in behavior is a calculated move. By withholding sex, they manipulate you into questioning your own attractiveness and worth. It's a frequent tactic they use. Some narcissists take this further by completely avoiding physical closeness, even disliking something as simple as a kiss. Attempting to kiss them might provoke their anger, as they avoid any gesture that makes them feel vulnerable or emotionally connected. Conversely, somatic narcissists might intensify sexual chemistry deliberately. Though this heightened passion lacks emotional depth, it creates a powerful physical bond, making you feel dependent. It's always about them and their body, never about a mutual connection. In general, they treat you as an object, using your body for their pleasure and discarding you when satisfied. There's no true connection, no genuine affection, just a hollow physical act that leaves you feeling used. If this resonates with you, or you've experienced something similar, please share your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you next time. As always, until then, let the healing begin and continue. Perfect words to beat a narcissist once and for all, even until he dies. Hey everyone, whether you're a fresh face or a seasoned viewer, big thanks for tuning in. If you're digging what you see, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to catch more of our videos dropping every week. Now, let's plunge into our main jam, navigating the tricky waters of dealing with a narcissist and shaking off their influence. Navigating life with a narcissist means grappling with someone who believes they're the bee's knees, acts self-centeredly, and bulldozes over boundaries. They're masters at bending situations to their favor, steering conversations, and painting themselves as either saviors or martyrs. Choosing your battles wisely is key when dealing with them. Often, taking a step back and keeping things on the down low is the wisest course of action. Maintaining that distance is crucial. But if you can't or won't completely cut ties, here's a handy guide for handling a narcissist face-to-face for a lasting solution. Confronting formidable challenges can be downright daunting, and it's perfectly okay to feel the intensity. Letting your emotions out is crucial, but timing is everything. It's best to confide in a trusted friend or keep it private. When dealing with a narcissist, it might feel counterintuitive, but sometimes adopting their cool, detached vibe is necessary. Trying to reason with them often hits a dead end. They're more like wounded souls hungry for control. Save your energy and focus on safeguarding yourself, rather than getting sucked into futile attempts to change them. Navigating the realm of narcissists can feel like trekking through uncharted territory because they don't abide by the same moral code as most folks. They can pull off their schemes without a hint of remorse and excel at playing mind games. When you find yourself face to face with them, expect the unexpected and make a mental note to keep your cool. While it's undoubtedly a challenge, trust in your inner strength to see you through. Just bear in mind that the usual tactics may not cut it, so gear up for a different approach. You might naturally lean towards being caring, empathetic, and nurturing, putting in the effort to foster healthy communication and exercising patience. Perhaps you harbour hopes that these traits will forge a connection with the narcissist, even considering going the extra mile to salvage the relationship. However, I urge you to set aside such notions. The tried and tested methods that fare well with rational, sane individuals don't hold much sway with a narcissist. In such unique scenarios, it's crucial to ditch the conventional playbook and devise a fresh strategy. Navigating interactions with individuals who exhibit narcissistic tendencies might feel unconventional, but it's imperative to take a different approach. Instead of allowing yourself to be emotionally entangled, strive to maintain a calm and unaffected demeanor, delivering simple and succinct responses like "No, thanks, but no thanks. Apologies, I'm occupied. That's not feasible for me. I'm not interested, and thank you." Surprisingly, such straightforward replies prove remarkably effective. The trick lies in keeping it brief and to the point. A solitary no often suffices. Practice uttering these phrases in front of a mirror, focusing on maintaining your composure. Embrace the silence that follows, unafraid of its weight. Even though this approach may feel unfamiliar, remember, dealing with a narcissist demands a fresh strategy. Your aim is to remain composed, eschew emotional entanglement, and counter their antics with rational, level-headed responses. Picture the word "no" trailed by a thoughtful pause as a formidable weapon. Embrace the quiet, take a moment to gather yourself, and remind yourself that you're simply imparting information. It's not about emotions, but about managing things with a professional touch. You can also employ phrases like "I understand," "I acknowledge," "I'm listening," "I'll consider it," "Let me review," or "Let me ponder," keeping them concise and direct, followed by a purposeful pause. Despite its counterintuitive nature, silence holds tremendous power, particularly when facing off with a narcissist. The aim is to convey a resolute message that they cannot dictate or sway your decisions. You're not an easy mark, and their efforts to manipulate will fall flat. This isn't about engaging in a power struggle, it's about affirming your autonomy. Silence has a way of unsettling a narcissist in unexpected ways. It's a tool you can wield to your advantage. In certain scenarios, you might deploy phrases like "That's cool," "Everything's fine," "I'm fine with that," "That works for me," or even "I'm indifferent," trailed by a calculated pause. If you're feeling particularly bold, you might assertively state, "Yeah, that's not happening." By communicating in this detached, unemotional, and businesslike manner, you can effectively disarm a narcissist. You're not allowing them to play their mind games with you. You're making it abundantly clear that you refuse to be a pawn in their machinations. Eventually, they'll have no choice but to seek out another target, leaving you to enjoy your peace of mind. The grey rock method acts as a shield, enabling you to lead a more tranquil and fulfilling life away from the turbulence stirred up by a narcissist. Rather than attempting to alter the individual, it's about thwarting their efforts to dominate and manipulate you. Employing this technique is pivotal for reclaiming your serenity, autonomy, and well-being. When contending with a toxic narcissist, the grey rock method emerges as a valuable tool. It entails harnessing the power of silence to safeguard yourself. From the outset, establish firm boundaries, signal that you're not a pushover, and demonstrate that their antics won't rattle you. The objective is to exude the same level of interest and excitement as a nondescript grey rock. This strategy seeks to diffuse what might otherwise be an exceedingly volatile situation. You're not looking to exacerbate matters. You're simply seeking to dampen the chaos. While you can't dictate the narcissist's actions, you retain agency over your own conduct. The aim is to de-escalate tensions, not escalate them. Avoid provoking the narcissist, as it could have adverse repercussions for you. Your mere presence may sometimes irk them, but in areas where you hold sway, exercise discretion. Refrain from engaging in futile arguments or vying for the last word. Keep your ego in check and sidestep unnecessary confrontations whenever possible. By embracing this approach, you reclaim your autonomy from the narcissist's grasp, thwarting their attempts to manipulate and dominate you. Instead of being ensnared in their schemes, you assert your independence, signaling that you won't be swayed by their tactics. Eventually, they'll come to realize they can't bend you to their will and will seek out someone else to prey upon, leaving you to enjoy peace and tranquility. This strategy equips you with the tools to navigate interactions with the narcissist, sidestep conflicts, and safeguard your mental and emotional well-being. Keep in mind that narcissists thrive on eliciting emotional responses from their targets. Prepare yourself to respond with phrases like, "Okay, everyone's entitled to their perspective," or "your feelings are valid." By refusing to engage and distancing yourself from their negativity, you deny them the attention they crave, signaling that you're not a fertile source of validation for them. Maintain a sense of detachment whenever possible, resisting the urge to get entangled in their mind games. When communicating with them, employ I or we language to reaffirm your identity and connection to your values. In complex or confusing conversations, steer clear of using accusatory you language, as it can escalate tensions. Instead, focus on articulating your own emotions and needs without resorting to sarcasm or blame. Stay true to yourself, stand firm, and keep a clear head. Refuse to relinquish your power. That wraps up our discussion for today. I hope you've gained some valuable insights. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and share the key takeaways with others. Spread the knowledge to friends who might benefit from it as well. If you're new here, a warm welcome and thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell as I release new videos daily. As we part ways, remember this. Know your value, honor your worth, and embrace your freedom. Looking forward to our next conversation. Sending you lots of love, and until next time. Have you ever pondered how narcissists alter their behavior in response to your self-defense? If you've encountered narcissistic tendencies, you're likely familiar with the frustration and bewilderment that arise when their reactions deviate from your expectations. Understanding their patterns can prove invaluable in navigating interactions with them, whether in personal or professional spheres. However, the plot thickens as we delve deeper. Malicious individuals perceive those who assert themselves as formidable threats. Why? Because such individuals exude self-assurance and lead autonomous lives unaffected by the manipulative tactics of narcissists. They trust their own judgment and maintain a positive self-image, unswayed by external validation. Consequently, narcissists shun individuals of this ilk as partners in their psychological games. Hence, their demeanor shifts when confronted with assertiveness. Stay tuned to discover their genuine responses to individuals they deem too resilient. In this video, we'll explore some of their typical reactions, empowering you to engage with them confidently and resist falling prey to their ploys. First, they resort to undermining your achievements. Upon recognizing your resilience, they embark on a relentless campaign to diminish your accomplishments. They meticulously scour for perceived flaws, errors, or inadequacies to undermine your self-esteem. For their own amusement, they gleefully wield past mistakes as weapons, using them to belittle and manipulate you. They refuse to acknowledge your progress or personal growth, preferring to dwell on the past to tarnish your sense of worth and dignity. Moreover, they employ these tactics to divert attention away from you, ensuring their own dominance remains unchallenged. Second, they'll cast you as their adversary and treat you with hostility as a result. When in the presence of a narcissist, sensing your burgeoning personal power, a myriad of scenarios unfolds, each contingent upon the particular breed of narcissist you confront. For instance, a covert narcissist, initially drawn to your strength, valor, confidence, and authority, may find themselves captivated by these attributes. However, as time progresses, these very traits incite feelings of resentment and trepidation within them. Your formidable persona serves as a mirror, reflecting back their flaws, deficiencies, or moral lapses, transforming the qualities they once admired into sources of vexation. In their perception, you metamorphose into the antagonist, triggering a sudden shift where they recast themselves as the victim, exploiting the narrative for their own advantage. In encounters with covert narcissists, this victimization trope frequently emerges. They perpetually position themselves as the victim, even when they're the instigators or perpetuators of the conflict. An outspoken and boastful narcissist may initially be drawn to your strength and personal authority, finding the challenge presented by your robust character intriguing and irresistible. However, their interest wanes once they realize the futility of attempting to control, manipulate, influence, deceive, or dominate you. At this juncture, your resilience and personal power assume paramount importance to them, igniting their ire and providing justification for vengeful behavior, which they perceive as entirely justified. Covert narcissists may endeavor to conceal their anger, jealousy, and apprehension, but with discernment, one can penetrate their facade without their awareness. Conversely, overt narcissists swiftly transition from amiability to revealing their true nature, as their emotions and wounded ego are less adeptly veiled. It's evident that narcissists, regardless of subtype, are adept at deception and manipulation. However, concealed narcissists exhibit distinctive patterns of behavior in this regard. Third, their aim is to sow seeds of self-doubt within you. Narcissists derive satisfaction from pinpointing your vulnerabilities, relishing in the sense of superiority it affords them. Their singular objective is to instill doubt in your abilities, worth, and potential, fostering feelings of guilt, shame, fear, inadequacy, and insecurity. By inducing these emotions, they maintain a grip on their power over you, ensuring you remain mired in self-doubt and negativity. Paradoxically, their behavior stems from their own deep-seated insecurities and self-loathing, a concept difficult to comprehend unless you've endured such emotional and psychological manipulation firsthand. Yet, this is the essence of narcissistic behavior. Number 4. Prepare for a shift in their demeanor. It's a curious revelation that narcissists typically don't target individuals they perceive as beneath them. If you find yourself under the scrutiny of a malevolent narcissist, it's likely because you possess qualities they secretly admire. Perhaps your perpetual positivity, profound empathy, and exceptional achievements, both intellectual and personal, set you apart. In your presence, they bask in the illusion of elevated status, deriving an initial sense of validation and satisfaction. Initially, you embody everything a narcissist is not: strength, power, and vitality. However, herein lies the twist. As previously mentioned, narcissists are compelled to assert their superiority over others. They are consumed by the facade of superiority, irrespective of its veracity. Eventually, they become overwhelmed by your resilience, particularly poignant for those who inflict harm upon others. The timing varies. You may discern this shift immediately or gradually realize its impact on your relationship with them over time. However, rest assured, the transition will be unmistakable. If you've gained insights from this discourse, consider joining our ranks. Number 5. Their primary aim is to tarnish your reputation. Narcissists harbor an incessant need for control, both over themselves and others. When they perceive a loss of control over you, they resort to safeguarding their facade through manipulative means. They orchestrate a narrative to influence how others perceive, evaluate, and regard you, a contingency plan, so to speak. Their objective: to diminish your perceived strength by subjecting you to shame, ridicule, and degradation. Moreover, their deceitful nature ensures that you may remain oblivious to this insidious behavior for an extended period. Narcissists excel at fabricating falsehoods and obscuring the truth, devoid of any remorse or guilt. Furthermore, they adeptly maintain a facade of normalcy while clandestinely undermining you. This behavior transcends specific contexts, extending to familial dynamics, relationships, friendships, professional settings, and romantic entanglements. Consider narcissistic parents who exercise authoritarian control and manipulation over their children. Similarly, egotistical in-laws relish in tarnishing the image of newcomers or non-family members to uphold their own superiority. Narcissistic ex-partners also partake in this damaging behavior, seeking to sabotage your reputation as you move on from the relationship. For those navigating the aftermath of a narcissistic relationship, our film on post-narcissistic dating offers valuable insights. Number 6. Their primary objective is to reclaim perceived control over you. It's crucial to recognize that individuals driven by selfish motives seek dominance and control over others. Fulfilling their desires and satisfying their needs takes precedence above all else. However, they face a significant blow to their ego when their plans unravel or when they lose their grip on control. The realization that you no longer acquiesce to their demands or inadvertently overshadow them bruises their fragile ego. In response, they resort to any means necessary to reaffirm their superiority over you. But here's the crux: it's not about you at all. Their insecurities and need for dominance stem from their own internal struggles. However, there's a silver lining. You have the power to take action. Your safety and well-being come first. Trickling a narcissist who perceives you as too formidable is possible. Firstly, sever ties. Distance yourself from the narcissist as much as possible. Essentially, you're cutting off their narcissistic supply, depriving them of the control they seek. It's advisable to sever all ties with a narcissist as swiftly as possible. This entails ceasing all communication and actively preventing any avenues for them to reach out to you. However, if achieving complete detachment proves challenging or unfeasible, strive to adopt a non-responsive demeanor. The objective is to minimize involvement in the toxic relationship with the narcissist. Once you've established a considerable distance, shift your focus towards self-care and personal growth. Dedicate time to nurturing yourself and embarking on a journey of healing and self-discovery. Reclaim your power and rebuild your self-confidence during this period. Additionally, utilize this opportunity to break subconscious patterns or cycles that attract narcissists into your life, especially if this isn't your first encounter with them. Lastly, let's delve into the importance of setting boundaries. Establishing healthy boundaries is a vital life skill, particularly for those who have endured interactions with narcissists. Protecting your mental well-being and overall quality of life necessitates setting clear limits. If you're unsure how to establish boundaries that safeguard your well-being,